Breathing, of course, is so important for singing, so today we're going to talk about 5 really cool exercises you can do as a singer to improve your awareness. Hi and welcome to today's video. In case you don't know me yet, my name is Freya. I'm a professional singer and vocal coach from Germany. Breathing is everything. Breathing is your engine. Without air, there will be no pitch. So let's do a few exercises. What you want to do is have a nice open throat when you breathe. It's really important because if you go, it's very obstructed, it's very blocked. So you want to make sure those air passages are nice and open. My rule is, if possible, always inhale through your mouth. It's the most direct way. I have videos explaining why that is the best way in singing. Most of the time, you will hear singers sometimes inhale through their nose, but let's just, as a rule for now, let's just inhale through the mouth always, okay? You always want to make sure you have nice straight posture, lifted sternum. You don't want to collapse because then you can't really inhale deeply. Your ribs need to expand as you inhale. Okay, the first exercise is a slow inhale inward. You want to really take 3 seconds. And then we're going to blow out in little pushes. And I want you to feel your diaphragm. Some call it the diaphragm. It's not just the diaphragm. I want you to feel your core muscles contract as you give those little pushes. Ready? You don't inhale except at the very beginning. And what you do is you blow out and you hold. You blow out and you hold. It's really important that you don't close the pipe. You only hold by controlling the airflow with your core muscles. The next thing we're going to do is use that same exercise, but now we're gonna whisper hi, okay? We're just gonna whisper hi, hi, okay? Inhale, 3 seconds. Nice expansion, lifted, and then very controlled, get those outward pushes and whisper, hi. It's like definitely a push outward, like, okay? Okay, let's go. Exhale first to get rid of the air. Go all the way, even when you think you have no air left. There might be just a little bit more. Think of it like a syringe, okay? So as you're drawing in the air, see how like your diaphragm goes down, right? The syringe goes down and it just fills with air. Then as you're pushing out, you're slowly just making little pushes. That means the air that is inside is always condensed. There's some pressure. But it's like you want to push up, 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 not collapse. Okay? So the syringe doesn't go inward and squeeze it out. But it just, it stays really stable. But there's that column of, in this case, air that you just push up. We're going to do a long held F now. So also create some resistance. It might tickle your lip a little bit, but we're going to do the same thing. Inhale on 3 counts and then exhale only once. But I want you to feel the same engagement of your core, but this time you're slowly pushing the syringe up. Very slowly, but steadily. Okay, let's go. even as you're running out of air, you don't want to collapse. You want to make sure you're using those muscles to squeeze the last bit of air out without compromising your posture and therefore your control and that compression. For the next exercise, we're going to need a metronome. You can either use just a regular analog metronome, or there are free apps such as this one. I have Pro Metronome. I think I paid for it, but there are free metronome apps. Okay, we're gonna use a 4/4 time signature, and we're gonna do an 80, okay? The quarter note equals 80. That's the tempo we're gonna use, just like this. Okay, and I happen to have it set to where 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So it's easier to kind of keep track on where the 1 is. Now what we're going to do, we're going to use the S. This time we're going to use a hissing sound. The same as we did with F, but except we're going to do pulses again. We're going to inhale 4 counts, okay? So 4 counts, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to go S, 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 S. So we're going to actually 7 times pulsing, and on the 8th, we're going to take an inhale so that we can start another 7 pulses outward and then another 1 inhale, okay? Here's the thing. A lot of times in music, there is, of course, a time signature and there is a set time you have to follow. And it sometimes is really helpful to be aware of the rhythm so you can enter on 1 again if that's where you have to come in, and to breathe rhythmically. It's almost like, okay, so like in, out. That really gives you an impulse. Okay, let's get started. Inhale now. All right, we're gonna do it one more time now, except now, if you are like me, you are not actually using all of the air for those 7 pulses outward. There's still air left, and so it feels a little uncomfortable to then, you know, not being fully exhaled, to take a full inhale again. So now what we're gonna do on that last count, we're gonna exhale the rest of the air, like, and then inhale. So it's like you go s, 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 s. So it's like the s. So whatever air is left, you breathe it out. But again, don't compromise posture. You don't want to collapse. You want to make sure you stay nice and lifted. It's only happening around here. Okay, let's go. 4 counts, inhale. Okay, and so on. See, this happens a lot of times. When you sing, oftentimes, if you breathe well, you will have the feeling like it's almost like you're holding in a lot of air, and that's really good. If you have the feeling you're constantly at the end of your air, that is not a good thing. Then you're not supporting enough. Maybe you're not controlling. You're pushing out too much air. So try to economize in this exercise. The good thing is, since we're not actually singing pitches, you can either do a stronger push or less strong. You can also make it longer, or you can make it more staccato. You can do different versions of this. So if you do it staccato, you actually have to use your diaphragm and your support a little bit more to stop it each time. It's a little sharper. And some songs are more legato and some songs are more staccato. So some songs mix it up, but change it up a little bit. Okay, I hope these exercises helped you. Breathing is always so important, and to be more aware of the different patterns. It's always the same principle of, you know, expanding and using your diaphragm when you're pushing outward to have a controlled airstream. But you can, of course, have different ways to exhale, to pulse it, either like one really steady stream like we did on the f, or pulses on counts. And of course, when you sing, a lot of times you will have to keep up with counting and inhale before your next entry comes, okay? Thank you for watching. If you want to dive deeper, I have some really cool free resources on my website, masteryourvoice.tv. Check it out. I also have a podcast where you can listen to these kinds of lessons on the go on iTunes, Spotify, or anywhere where you can find podcasts. Just search for my name and you will probably find it, along with some music tracks, like just music I'm singing, that's also on those platforms. Have a great day, and until next time, always keep a song in your heart and always keep on singing.